Richard Prince is one of the big supporters of pony racing in the southwest. What's the pony racing scene like down here?
The pony racing scene in the Wessex area would be predominantly quite strong, and we have some good riders and very well organised, very supported all the way through with people who organise, people who sponsor, people who do training, you know, very good. They start the season on point to point. They earn points to go from point to point to go to Charles Owen Series, which is the racecourse series as we call it. And then we start from one end of the country to the other on different trips, different ground, different tracks really.
We've seen William Cox riding out there this morning. He looks like a polished young rider. He's only 15, but he's been doing really well, hasn't he?
William's good, and he's very calculated, very calm, takes everything in, thinks about a race afterwards, works out if he could have done better. He's very good.
Still Total Eclipse and William Cox out in front. Half a furlong left to go. Total Eclipse is going to make all of the running. Got a tremendous start and makes all. Total Eclipse and William Cox the winners.
Well, we've just seen him cantering and he looks pretty tidy. This is William Cox. William, you've already had a fairly successful season, haven't you?
Yeah, not too bad. We've had 14 wins out of about 23 rides, so it's been going quite well.
And how many different ponies do you ride?
I've got 2, him and 14-2 in the bigger category.
You're obviously doing fairly well. I hear you went out to Ireland and won a race as well.
Yeah, it was a great experience. It's completely different over there to here, but it's a good new experience for me to try.
And was that in like a Shergar Cup kind of competition?
Yeah, it was sort of an England v Ireland, and I had 2 rides, and luckily enough, one of them was a winner.
You're 15 now, so only a year or so left of school, and then you want to make the jump into racing?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah? And I suppose you see pony racing as a good way to hone your skills?
Yeah, it's a good way to get started, especially when you get onto the race courses. All the trainers can see you ride, so it's a good platform to get onto. My
wife and myself got a lot out of pony racing, and we just really put something back in because we did it with some of our own children, and you know, it's just putting it back in what you got out. And we're only a part of a huge cog of people who organise, who started it and support it and put their time in. A lot of people put their time in.
And you sort of help along, is it 4 riders a year that you help along?
We support 4 riders a year and we supply them with ponies. They do most of the work themselves, so each pony goes to that family. They do 90% of the work, which helps bond the pony with the child, and they travel all out the country, and you know, and it gives them just a little bit of leg up where they may not have had that animal to be so competitive.
On the next one, William, all right?
We hear all the time about the riders coming out of the Irish pony scene and doing extremely well, but the British pony racing scene, as you say, in its formative years really, only about 10 years old, but it's already produced plenty of riders.
We're producing plenty of riders, and not only riders, we're producing people into the stable industry. Some may not want to do riding, but we are producing riders. And they all had good grounding. I think the more we move on with the Pony Racing Authority, they're giving them more help with training with the British Racing School, the Northern Racing School. Roddy Green has been very good to the Wessex children. He has them at his house. He gives them equisizer lessons. He's a very good coach. And all the other people who spend their time, Carl Llewellyn comes to a lot of races. Brian Harding did it for a bit. And they're very good with the children. Carl Llewellyn's brilliant with them. He cuts no ice, tells them as it is, and that's it.
Jockeys that you look up to, that you might model yourself on, who do you really sort of aspire to be like?
I want to be something like Adam Kirby, Richard Hughes, something around there.
Right, one of those two. They're the jockeys that you look to. Richard Hughes has had a great season. Do you like that sort of sit and wait, quiet style, deliver one late?
Yes, I really like that, especially if you're in front you can get caught, but if you're behind you can time it just right.
Any particular names that we should be looking out for as kids that are going to make it as riders?
I hope all of them make it. We'll have to wait and see because I love them all. I hope they all win.